Is a pellet rifle deadly? Here's part 2. And today what I'm going to compare is 22 long. I did 22 short last time. And those had a rate of velocity, I believe, of 1080 feet per second with a 29 grain bullet. The 22 long is also a 29 grain bullet, but rated at 1215. So we're talking, get 135 feet per second rated higher velocity with essentially the same bullet. So what I'm going to do for pellets is I'm going to use an alloy pellet. The original pellet I tested was a Crossman, I believe. It was a plated 14.4 grain lead bullet, or pellet, I should say. These are 9.9 grains. These should have a lot more velocity than that 700 feet per second we were getting with that lead pellet out of this Stoker pellet rifle. And by the way, the reason why I use this particular gun is it's kind of entry level. It's more powerful than your old standard 22 pellet rifles, but it's less powerful than your really high-end ones. So it's kind of right in the middle. This is typical what somebody's going to buy, because most people, if you're anything like me, you're going to see something like this, you're going to be like, well, this thing's 150 bucks, the other one's 300, which one am I going to try? Makes sense to test out something like this. So I'm going to test these pellets. These are Luxor CU, and they have a pyramid point. They're supposed to penetrate a little bit better, but if these do not work, I'm going to try something different. I have Gamma Raptors, and I have some H&N Field Target Trophy green. Now, difference here, these are 9.9 grain. These Raptors, I believe, are 9.8 grain. These H&Ns are 9.57 grain, so pretty close in weight. This one happens to say for PCP rifles only. I didn't notice that till after I bought them, but we're going to go through the chronograph, see what kind of velocity and accuracy we get at the same time. And then, as always, we're going to go through the Juggernaut box, which contains our standard ballistic pack, our 1 3/4 inch pack of baloney, covered by 4 layers of denim, followed by 1/4 inch medium density fiberboard. And typically, my opinion is if we can get through this and break water, it's potentially deadly. But also, I want to pull out some pine here. This is kind of like the old standard Army test. This is Woody here. And he's 5/8 inch thick pine. And I've tried to figure out all the information on the old Army test, and some people say it's a 1/2 inch pine, some people say it's 3/4 inch, some people say it's 1 inch. But my common sense says if you can punch through that, you could probably punch through a human skull. And I think that's why the whole is a pine board. If you can get through it, is it deadly? I think that's why it's used, because it kind of represents that. So let's get started with this test and see if this pellet rifle can be deadly with different ammunition. All right, I'm about 8 yards back. Gonna start out with the 22 long here. See what kind of velocity and accuracy I can get. No read. The light's kind of harsh today. I'm having a hard time even seeing the target. You have to get a little bit closer here. All right, 1178, I believe. Just close to the 1215 it's rated at. $11.88, I think. $11.84. $11.85. Run another one. These are nice and quiet too. $1,206. Pretty decent. Definitely faster by about 100 feet per second than the 22 shorts were with the same bullet weight. So let's see how that pellet rifle does. All right, pellet rifle. We have these Gamma pyramid points, 9.9 grains, I believe. Let's see what we get. No read. I'm gonna have the same trouble I had last time, I think, reading pellet velocities. I just don't want to read. And I chronographed all these in my garage, and it reads perfectly in my garage. So if I don't get any readings, I'll just tell you what I got. Yeah, I don't think these are going to read today. But what I was getting with these in my garage, I did several velocity tests, 5-shot strings, and I was getting about 915 feet per second. I'll keep trying here. Yeah, it just doesn't want to read today. So here's our field green pellets, H and N's. And they're just not going to want to read. But these are 9.57, and instead of the 915 average I was getting with the 9.9 grain pyramid points, with these I was getting about 930 feet per second. So increased velocity of 15 feet per second with a little bit lighter pellet. I'll read on those. So I'll try some Raptors. I don't think they're going to read. But what I was getting with these was basically the same as the pyramid point. 915 or so. And those are just not going to read. So what we're dealing with here is the pyramid point and the Raptors, 9.8 and 9.9 grain, both getting about 915 feet per second. And then the H&Ns, we're getting 930 in this. So let's hit the ballistic box and see how 22 long compares to these pellets. And I'm going to try all three of these pellets if none of them go through. All right, first up we have the 22 long. I have very little doubts that we'll get through this, but we'll see what we actually get here. Definitely water leaking. All right, so we definitely went through the bologna pack in the fiberboard here pretty easily, it seemed like. And this kind of indicates maybe just a tiny amount of bullet deformation, but really not much damage at all to this bologna pack. So our first jug is definitely leaking. And it looks like we went through, there's a lot of fiberboard pieces in there, a little bit of bologna, just a lot of stuff in there. An impact on 3. It looks like we zipped through 2. All right, there's a crack off the back here. So that's definitely going to indicate about 15 inches comparison to ballistic shell. So 22 long out of a rifle isn't too bad. And what we have here is pretty impressive. It looks a lot like our 22 short, but a little bit more mushroomed out. So we got expansion, or as the technical term might be, mushrooming, which is good because it slowed it down. It penetrated as far as you want it to, for it to be definitely lethal, and not just lethal, but I mean, comparison to 15 inches of ballistic gel, that's going to be not bad. So let's see how the pellet rifle compares. All right, pellet rifle. I honestly have no idea what to expect. I have not ran a test like this to see if it'll go through this bologna pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get really up close on it. And if this pyramid point one doesn't go through, I'll try the other two in a different spot on this bologna pack. So just to make sure I place these shots really accurately, I'm just going to get right up on here. Alright, I don't see any water moving, so I'll try a different pellet. Here's the H&N green. Now this one does have about 15 extra feet per second velocity, so let's see if this does any better. Hard to tell at currently. I have one more pellet to try here. The Raptor. Alright, here's the Gamma Raptor. See how this does. That one impacted a little bit differently. The pyramid point and the green pellet kind of impacted a little bit strangely. It pulled denim back out, but the Raptor went in really clean, and where the Raptor actually hit, it bowed it out quite significantly. So we did not get through this pack here. Oh yeah, but we can definitely see a winner here. Here's the two, the pyramid point and the pyramid point's right here, and it left a pyramid dent. The next one, the green pellet, penetrated a little bit further, but the Raptor is actually in that fiberboard, and it bowed the back out. So I would say, judging from this and the fact that this is where the Raptor hit, it actually has more damage to the baloney pack than the other two. So I'd say out of these two pellets, at least at close range, the Raptor seems to be the winner. But I'll stretch the range out a little bit and just see how accurate these can be. But let's hit the pine and see how these compare. All right, first up we have the 22 long. I don't really have much concerns that this isn't going to get through, so we'll just try it. Yeah, they certainly went right through. No problem whatsoever. But of course I expected that, so that's definitely a lethal hit there. So let's try some pellets. All right, we'll try all three pellets here. First we have this H&N green pellet, 9.57 grain. I'll try to hit in a little bit different spot just to try to get, be able to see the exits evenly without, you know, the same hole or whatever. So here's the green pellet. Here's the Raptor. All right, one more. Pyramid point. All right, let's take a look at this and see what we got going on here. So, pyramid point, Raptor, the green pellet. And they definitely all went through, so definitely potential to break a skull here. It looks like the Raptor, or excuse me, the pyramid point just kind of went through, and the Raptor, a little bit different here. You can see the difference here. I forgot which is which, but I'll label them. That's the exit holes. So definitely they all went through. A little bit different way they went through. I don't see anything on the box, you know. Maybe one would barely go through and then land in the box or something. No, but no, I don't see anything like that. So one more test, I'm going to stretch these pellets out a little bit of a distance and just see, you know, how accurate they can be at a little bit of a distance. So let's try that. All right, I have my metal tank set up there at 70 yards. It's a little bit smaller than a human torso. And we'll see how the 22 long does. Actually, I think I missed it. All right, that time I hit it. He's definitely moved a little faster than the shorts. I don't hear it hitting, so I might be missing it somehow. I definitely hit it that time. All right, I got a few hits. Let's try that pellet rifle with the different pellets and see how that does. Now, believe it or not, I used to do a lot of shooting at long range with pellet rifles, and definitely your pellet shape matters a lot. So I got a mix of pellets in my pocket. Here's the H&N greens. Let's aim on it and see what happens. All right, I think I hit the metal right below it. Here's a pyramid point. No hit. There's another pyramid point. I think they're dropping, so aim a little bit high. I'm not seeing where that's even hitting. There's a raptor. Aim right on it. I either hit the wood underneath it, there's wood under there, or I hit around it into the ground. There's another raptor. I'll aim right above it. Yeah, I don't think I'm hitting. Let's keep trying different ones that come out of my pocket here. There's another raptor. All right, that definitely hit the tank itself, and I aimed right on it, so. Now here's another pyramid point. I'm aiming right in the middle of that tank right now. Pyramid point. Don't know where that went. There's another pyramid point. See, these are very inconsistent though. One's drop right in, and the next pyramid point, it pushes in tight. I have no idea where that went. Just checking my bore out. There's another raptor. Those go in pretty consistently. And I definitely pulled that shot. Another raptor. Yeah, I'm pulling those shots. Can't say it's the pellet gun. There's another one of those H&N greens. That hit the tank. Another H&N green. These go in nice and consistent into the gun. All right. Another H&N green. Aimed a little bit low and it hit a little bit low. All right, another pyramid point. Yeah, that time I aimed at the very top of the tank and I hit the aluminum under it. Another raptor. Not sure where that hit. Pyramid point. That one dropped in, kind of questionable there. Aimed right on it, didn't get any hits. Another raptor. That one flies really, really straight. There's another H&N green. All right, so what I can tell from the long range test is I'm thinking those H&N greens are doing the best and the raptor's a close second. Those pyramid points, yeah, those are very inconsistent, and those were the most expensive. I think it was 100 of them for like 20 bucks. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try one more little test, just a little fun test. I have a little spinner that's the size of the type of game that you would shoot with one of these rifles, and see what it does to that. All right, now we're on to what I would consider a real test for something like this. I have a little bird spinner down there. My daughter gave that to me about a year ago. It's a little bird. It's about 6 inches tall. Its head's about the size of a silver dollar. We're down 20 yards. That's about the average size animal and the average size distance you would probably try to take out with one of these particular options, pellet rifle or a 22. So I'll try to take out that bird. I'll try for a headshot and see if I can get it. Right over the top. That would have got away. I'll aim right in the middle of the body because this, the head on this is the same size as the post, so it's kind of hard. Ooh, I missed it again. I'm not very good. Yeah, I had to aim really at the thickest mass of that body on that bird to hit it at all. That's definitely a challenge. Anytime something's the same size as your sights and your sights aren't lined up at all, yeah. There we go. Finally hit it on the head, I think. So let's try that pellet rifle. All right, I have one of those pyramid points. See if I can hit that bird. I don't think I did. Here's one of these H&N greens. Okay, guys. I don't know if you heard that, but that ricocheted. And it was within probably 12 inches of my head. Zoom! That was not good. I'm going to keep going with this. I'm wearing eye protection, so I think I'd be alright if it hit me. Here's a raptor. I didn't hear it do that with the raptor. I'll go back to this pyramid point. I hit it, but it didn't really do anything. Here's the H&N again. The one that ricocheted. I don't know about this. Yeah, it did the same thing. It ricocheted. All right. Raptor. And that moves it. So I think, judging from this test, I mean, this isn't really necessarily about a particular pellet test here. Just, you know, pellet guns in general, can they be deadly? I'm going to say the long range, the baloney pack test, the small game test, I'm going to say every one of these, including the consistency at which the pellet's loaded, I'm going to say the Gamma Raptor did the best. And H&N was a nice little long range round there. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that round, that pellet, I should say. Even though it has about the same velocity as the Raptor and the other one. And those Gamma pyramid points, the most expensive, those did horribly. Couldn't hit anything with it hardly. It did the least amount of damage. And they're the most expensive. And they were the least consistent in this rifle. It's like one drops in, almost drops down the bore. The other one you have to push in. The H&N and the Raptors were both consistent, but the Raptor performed a little bit better. So, hey, that's what you get today. Is a pellet rifle deadly? Can it be? And I would say it can be, especially if you use the right pellet. So that's what you get today. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.